So it's been 2 weeks since my last update video on the Minas Tirith project, but don't panic because in the background I've been continuing with the project. So if you're interested in knowing what I've been up to, then stay tuned because that's coming up next. So over the last 2 weeks, life has been really busy, and you can tell just for the fact that I've got a different background behind me that things are going on. Now, I have still managed to carve out half hour here and there to get some work done on Minas Tirith. So without further ado, let's jump back in time to 2 weeks ago, where I will give you a little bit of an update on where we're starting, and we can see the progress as it develops. And welcome back to the workbench for another week of building Minas Tirith. Now, I'm not 100% sure whether this week, as I mentioned in the introduction, will be a 1 week's worth of video or 2 weeks, but needless to say, we're back following the last update that I did. Now, this week, or this segment of the video, I am going to be continuing to work on the buildings of Minas Tirith, and I'm just about to go into the live stream on Wednesday. It's been a busy week so far, and I've only just got time so far this week to actually do any work on Minas Tirith. So I'm going to jump into the live stream. We'll do a bunch of work, and I'll come back at the end following that live stream, and I'll just give it a bit of an update on where we've got to and what we're going to tackle next. Yeah, we'll go from there. So back in a flash. And welcome back following the live stream. Now, what I will say is a few days have passed. I've managed to get a little bit extra work done. So this isn't all that I did at the live stream, but we'll cover this off in this little segment now. So on the live stream this week, or last week I should say, because I'm now following the weekend, I'm making some progress. I managed to get all of the buildings on the 3 main layers and then start a little bit more down the bottom. I do need more on this wall and then obviously in front, but we'll get there in good time. And one of my goals for this week has been to get the wall on the top layer, which I have now done. I'm just removing the pins, and to make a start, if not complete, the buildings on the other side. So I need to basically do to this side what I've done on the other side. So that's what I'm about to jump into. I will start putting some buildings on, and then I'll be back following that work to give you a bit of an update, and that'll probably be prior to the live stream. So I'm filming this segment on Tuesday night, so tomorrow night we'll be doing the sorry, no, it's Monday night. Got completely lost with days. So Monday night tonight, we'll do a bit more work on this. I'll probably do a little bit more tomorrow, and hopefully capture that in another segment, and then we'll go into the live stream, and then hopefully get a little bit more done after the live stream before putting this video all together for Sunday's large update. So without further ado, I'm going to get back into this, get some buildings on this side, and we'll be back shortly with another update. Okay, so it is now Wednesday evening. This is following on from the work that I did Monday and Tuesday evening. We're just getting ready to go on for the live stream and make some extra progress tonight. But I just wanted to touch base and just show you what I've been up to so far. So I can't remember if in the last clip I had already completed this wall section on top, but the wall is now on the top level. And the bit that sticks out, so that's really promising. This side, the buildings are all pretty much done, other than obviously this bottom row here, and then at the bottom we'll have buildings before we put the wall in. But I think that will probably wait till I've done the filler on the rockwork and textured all that. The big win is really on the other side, so I'll just scooch that round, and we can see quite clearly I've managed to get some work done on this section. So this row here I'm calling done. This row up here I need to put some bits on the walls, some extra bits of these, and some of these probably need to just fill in the gap there. and that's that done, and then the same on this level. So not a lot to do. I'm hoping probably maybe Friday, if I can get a little bit of work done Friday night, or even Thursday night I should say, then I should be able to get the buildings on this side done, obviously minus this bottom wall again, and just the front bit there that I'm pointing to. So yeah, really pleased with that. So what's happening on the live stream? Well, the aim tonight is going to be to do the buildings that go on the top of the rockwork here and on the top of the platform here. If I can get those buildings done, then I'll be really pleased. So I'm going to pop off now and get ready, set up for the live stream, and then I'll come back after the live stream just to show you what I managed to get done, and that will probably lead us into the sort of last day of work on this over the last 2-week period, ready for me to get this all edited up, ready for Sunday's episode. So with that being said, I'll be back very shortly to give you an update from the live stream. All right, and welcome back after the live stream. And I had grand plans of doing some work on Minas Tirith on Thursday and Friday this week, but unfortunately, life was just far too busy. And so this is where we've got to at the end of the last 2 weeks, which I have to say, I've been really pleased with how much I've managed to push on and get done, and I can really start to see the end of this project now, which is ultimately where I want to get to, and it is going to make me really just push that a little bit harder to get this project done. So where have we got to at the end of this week? Well, let's recap. So this side of Minas Tirith and the keep is pretty much all done on these 3 main layers here. We've got this bottom wall here to just finish off, and we've got obviously the buildings that will go behind the main wall on the sort of ground level. In the background you can probably see the top of the mountain there, and I've been told that this is essentially, I can't remember what Steve on the live stream called it, but essentially it was that sort of Hallows. It's where all of the tombs of the ancestors of Gondor are laid to rest. So that's there, and in fact we'll just very quickly go hands free, do a little bit of movement, and there you can see just on the top at the back there the tombs, as it were. And I've tried to make a sort of path, and I'll probably, when I do a bit of texturing, I will put some sand and make that come out clear as sort of a path that runs through that area. So we're just coming back down now, and what we'll do now is just spin around Minas Tirith. Apologies for the shakiness there, but we'll just turn Minas Tirith around so that you can see the other side, because this is where most of the progress has come this week, and we'll just make sure that we get a good view. So I have finished the walls on the top here, ready for texturing the rest of this mountainside, and I am very much looking forward to getting that done. A, it'll give it some strength, and B, it'll just start to really bring it together. It has started to come together more this week, particularly as the buildings get added, but I think just to start seeing some texture on the mountainside will help as well. Now I have done this building up the top here, which again I forget what it is, but essentially I think that's the kind of dining hall, I believe, of the King's house. So the King's house is going to sit on top here, which I haven't managed to get done, but do need to get done. And then there'll be the White Tower next to it. We've then got this building here, leading to this bridge here, which I'm particularly pleased with how it's come out and how I've managed to get it into the sort of mountaintop, into the terrain there. But that leads across to the Hallows, and as I said just now, we'll do some sort of path so you can see round. Most of the progress has been in getting a lot of these buildings done here. You might not necessarily see because a lot of them are behind the wall, but I've done all the buildings at the bottom down here, along this row here, and along this level here, What I'm missing is some additional buildings on the sort of wall along this level and along this level. It should and will look more like this lower level. And then, of course, the lower level wall and the ground level here both need more details and buildings. But I think, considering where I started the 2 weeks, I'm really, really pleased to where I've got to. Now, looking forward, because I know you'll all be asking, well, what are you going to crack on next with? Are you going to finish off the buildings? Are you going to go on to texturing? What are you going to do? Well, I have to say I've sort of had a little bit of enough of doing buildings. So I may well look to move on to the texturing. However, I do need to get some buildings finished before I do that. So the ones at the top, on the top level, I'll need to get those finished. They shouldn't take long, and I've got some ideas how they're going to look. So ideally, I think we should be able to get those done pretty quickly next week. I have got some visitors coming at the end of next week, so it's gonna be pushed for time again, but I will have the live stream on the Wednesday and hopefully get a little bit done on the Monday and Tuesday, and who knows, even maybe a little bit done on Sunday. As you guys are waiting for the video to come out, I might be cracking on with the start of next week's video, so who knows. But ideally, I want to try to get those last couple of buildings on the top finished, texture off, particularly this front piece here, and maybe start to do some of the texturing on the back piece here. But I think once I start, I'm really just going to have to go for it. I may well leave this lower level off because the wall's going to have to be put up before I finish off texturing this area. Just because of how it works. I should be able to get it right down to here, so that should all be fine on the front. And then if I can put some sand on the top as well and texture that off and the tops here, then that would be good. But it is asking quite a lot, noting that work is ridiculously busy at the moment, and at home we've just got a few things on as well, which makes it even more hectic. But that being said, I think we're making some really cracking progress, and I can see Minas Tirith being finished by the end of summer. So that will be a huge task, a huge goal met, and then we can start to move on from there. So that's it for this week. Obviously, if you've liked this video, do please hit that like button. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I really appreciate everybody who has subscribed recently. We've now hit 1,200 subscribers, which is massive, and we are well on the way to that 2,000 mark, which I can't believe. Not only did we hit 1,000, but we've surpassed it, and we are heading very quickly towards 2,000 subscribers. So thank you ever so much for your support. And until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.